Well, the day's finally come. I'm gonna do some light work on the car this week, and then next week I'm gonna look into tearing apart the front clip and getting it off. They will accept that fact of it to be torn apart so far. I want to try and get into the trunk. I need to rummage around and see if I can find a key. Yeah, I'm surprised that the hood actually opened, because we tried opening it and it didn't want to. So, but yeah, a lot of stuff off of her will go over to the 66Q code. You know, Heather. Windows and such, the windows will, well, at least that one will go over to red, because, you know, it was cracked beforehand, and I'm so happy I didn't start ripping and, you know, cutting that up. Let's see here. I don't know, because like I said, I want to document these in full length, you know, lengthwise, because people need parts. You know, they're trying to find parts from other cars, and well, I want to at least get something made to get the windows, you know, put in something, so that way they're protected. Darn bug. Damn sand gnat. Anyways, I want to get the windows out and protected, but I'm gonna wait to take the windows out, the front and back, when Tucker's here, because I want to see how much difference there are between this and a two-door. Actually, you know what? We can look right now. It's pretty small. Four-door sedan. I think the window on a two-door is bigger. I also gotta start picking up the junk. Yeah. This slants out and it curves. So yeah, windows are completely different. Tell that right now, debunk that thing right here and there. And of course, I also gotta yank this out too and get it ready for the 68 later in the year. So let's see here. Yeah, smaller, much smaller, different contouring. I am going to find a metal piece to see if the gauge is the same from this over to the Cadillac. Whatever, you know, stuff off of here that, you know, it's going to be used over on Tucker's Galaxie. The rest will be sheet metal and everything. Doors will be skinned. A lot of stuff will be saved back. Windows will be saved back. You know, gears, everything. So, and the body, I guess once I get this off the frame later in the year, since I'm happy that I just have to tear it apart, you know, and everything, to make sure, you know, it can't be runnable, they'll accept that. Get it off the frame and see what I need off of this body and modify it for the Biscayne. But I want to get the frame, you know, rolling chassis on over for the Biscayne, because I got to tear the front tires off, take the hubs off. I'm going to put different hubs. There's going to be disc brakes front and back anyways to stop that 472, but you know, the front drums don't turn. And the reason why I want this, because it's a narrow body. They made a ton of narrow body frames. I was just mainly going to part it out, you know, and everything, and cut it up, but since it's a narrow frame, and it's like, you know what, I'll just use it and customize it for the Biscayne, at least the frame. So I'm going to put this down now, start taking doors off, documenting everything on the car. I don't know how this video is going to be, and I don't know how videos are going to be from here on out when I make things lengthier. I guess more talking and everything, you know, I guess just see what happens in reality sense. So, but I'm just going to start by taking the doors off, the hood, and then next week I'll focus on getting the front clip off. I can't take it off as a whole because of how these are. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, I gotta have a, you know, whole front clip. I think I might try to, well, actually, no, I take that back. I might be able to try to take this off as a whole. I might. Just gotta get the front bumper off and the rock guard and such. I have VIN numbers on there too. I gotta cut those off and turn them in as soon as I get this. Yeah, it's a real darn shame. But, you know, it is what it is. It'll be salvaged and used for other things. So I'm gonna put this down now and start, you know, just start working. Well, doors are off. Nothing too special, but I do believe that those doors are probably off of those hinges for the first time ever in its life. Because they're rusted and just gunky looking. I'm also noticing something too of how this is an extreme base model. Look down right there on that chrome strip and underneath. No vents. Yeah, no vents for the heating ducts. So this only had 2 outlets on the bottom for the floor for the feet, and on the top for the defroster. I know other Galaxies had that too, but you know, like I said, this is a very, very base model 4-door sedan. It's really showing it through and through. And of course, E-flashers and the, you know, E-flashing switch in the glove compartment, and it's been left on. So yeah, it's man, even if this thing wasn't you know, hot and everything, I'd probably still be parting it out because it's very basic. Because I'm gonna take back a lot of things why I said about old red over there. So yeah, floorboard, I'll you know, get all the bolts and everything out and get the gloves back on because of all the mouse nonsense. I'll pull the carpets out and see how the floorboards are, because these floorboards can go into a 2-door to a certain extent. Yeah, I think it's, from I remember on a lot of these Galaxies, it's like up from the front, kind of back to right here, because the bench seats are almost at the same position as a 2-door, but I'll compare that another time, or to the other one, because I got some stuff in Heather that I need to take out and put up. So yeah, very, very base model. Very, very base model. I'm just kind of curious of how interesting that dash is going to be to get taken out. I might have Tucker tell me how to do that, or he'll do it. I don't know. But yeah, gonna have to see in how that is. I'll have to look at it first, take everything else out, and I still gotta get the ignition key out, and then I gotta tear the seat out, and I gotta get these papers sorted out and tossed. So yeah, there's some stuff here to make possible patterns from for reproduction stuff, like that underneath there, and this here of how the sun split that. Can kind of piece it back together, you know, get it straightened up, at least for a pattern, because that will be a learning experience in itself to make, you know, stuff right there for reproduction stuff, because no one else is really doing those. And again, I don't know when we're going to get to that. So alrighty, I'm going to put this down now and get these doors taken off. Well, I got that open. I'm going to have to fix it because I bent it a little. The ignition key is right there, but I found a trunk, the lock key. So we're going to open this together and see if it'll actually even remotely lock, or unlock, excuse me. Uh-oh. This ain't good. Oh, there we go. It let itself up. Get the key out. Wow. I know this is from the loader, from the, you know, this spot, but that thing is not healthy. Got a lot of room. I wonder how the gas tank is. Got proper supports to take out. I'll take off the trunk deck, the wires. Man, this thing almost pristine, but it's rotten. It's starting to split apart actually by the seams. I don't know if this will even be a good trunk deck to save for anything other than just possibly using it for sheet metal. I think that's what I'll probably do. I'll probably skin this and then, you know, take everything off of it, including the trunk latch, because, you know, got a spare key now for everything for Heather. Yeah, it's starting to split like how it is up right here. Oh, definitely safe to say that it was blue at one time. Yeah, look at that original right there. For all 66 Ford passenger cars. That right there. So you're looking at history. I'll try to get that off, or at least steam it off or something. Tucker knows how to take those off, so I'll leave that to him. So, so next thing to do is take off the hood, which I'll lower, because I'll take a break here, you know, a lunch break. And then just kind of set the key right there, come back to it when I come back out from lunch. Yeah, definitely gotta take things off. I also wonder something. This section right here, this chrome piece, it's got a very similar angle to that on the two-door. I wonder if it's the same length. It might be. Only one way to find out is when I take this off and measure it. Because if it matches up, then these can also be for two-door pieces. Of course, they come apart right here. They all come apart right here. But yeah, the rain spout. Have to find that out next week. So for now, it's lunch break time. Well, first part of the process is done. Taking everything off. And I won't be able to work on cars for the rest of the week after today because it's gonna rain all weekend. So it's a good thing I got this going for content on Sunday. So let's see here. First thing, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Those doors, they've never been off of this car. However, something has come up a little bit when I had the VIN here. They repainted it sometime in its life. That paint there is not factory. Yeah. So she was repainted sometime in her life. At least up front, that's what I found. The rest of the stuff, you know, right here, it's all factory, and this stuff right here is repaint. Hood hinges, they're not savable. These things they're trash, they're junk. Well, to be honest, I should save them back, see if I can find someone to redo these, because I don't know how to restore hood hinges. Some people out there do, and I had a boo-boo right here. I had it, and the wind was kind of, you know, it was gushing earlier, and I lost hold of it and bent it. Didn't hurt the hood, it's just laying over there right now. Because I don't want to take a risk in carrying it in this darn wind, because it's actually, surprisingly enough, it's low at the, you know, it's not blowing as much as it was, because we're about to get some storms for the rest of the weekend. Let's see here. These right here, looks like it's just a surface. I might save these here. These back hinges, I might save them for something else, but this right here, I do believe that this matches up to that of the two doors. We're about to compare some things. I'll come back to the car. Yeah, I'll explore that a little bit more in a moment. Because I do believe that they're about the same. Yeah, they look about the same, don't they? Yeah, There's a curve right there. So, and we'll come back, do some comparisons real fast here. Whew, tell you guys what, I'm out of shape. But I'm getting back into shape. Yeah, with the curve, that's a little different, isn't it? I might still save that back for a door jamb for something else. Yeah, it's a little different. It's a little different. Which is too bad, but I'll still save it back. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little different. But you know, that's okay. Now for trunk decks. For your trunk hood. Garbage I forgot to pick up the other day. Well, of course, obviously, you know, two-door. It's gonna have the slant, fastback look. And where the four-door just came down, more of an angle, more of a deck space. So this is supposed to come back a little bit more. As you can see right here. Yeah, it sticks out a little bit. So this will be for sheet metal. I'll tear it apart and everything after I, you know, get this stuff off for Heather, and then I'll skin it, get everything on the good. He'll be fine right there. But yep. So this will be sheet metal. I lost my gauge set. I had it out here before winter hit, and then it disappeared. So I'm gonna have to order another one. So yeah, because the gauges between, you know, the metal between the torpedo body and this, I want to see what differences there are, because with this being shaped around and everything, with oh, this doesn't want to dig out, does it? That is so gunked. Okay, because this lip right here, this is pretty much your gauge, the entirety of this of the car. So I'll measure this right here on the gauge depth, compare it over to the Cadillac. If it's the same thing, I'll use it. If not, then it'll be for something else for the same gauge. But I am hoping that it's the same gauge. Yeah, so that way I could use this roof and a bunch of other stuff off of this for patch metal and to build the structure for that Cadillac. So, of course, I gotta get some other pieces of metal, thicker ones for the skeletal structure, but yeah. All in all, I guess that's this video. Don't want to do too much because I'm still, you know, still out of shape. Didn't do much all winter. Some things at a time. But, so I guess objective for next week is to get this front clip off. And, well, I'll probably get the hubs loosened up. Get all the chrome off. And compare some more stuff. Of course, obviously the front windows are going to be the same damn thing, but I'll let Tucker build the box for the windows because he knows how to do those more than I do, because I've never really messed with them. He messes with windows. I really don't, because the fear of getting cut. I know you could, you know, have gloves and everything, but glass can also cut through gloves, and that man's not scared of that sort of thing. I'm not going to take the front seat out or the carpet. I'm just going to let it sit there, because as you can see, you know, past that stupid storage unit, it's yeah, it's going to rain all weekend. And let's see here, there is some sheet metal in here, believe it or not. These supports before spares. This trunk deck, the trunk floorboard was not good to begin with. But at least I have access to the bolts to the frame now. I'm almost tempted to start just cutting up this car to a certain extent, get everything out the back right here, and then just kind of rip stuff off and everything. But I gotta see the thing is about 2 doors to 4 doors. The back right here is the same thing. It's the same contour. It's just longer right here because sedan. It goes slants right there. And if it didn't, it'd be a little bit out right here. You could probably make a fastback 4-door, but so yeah, I'll pretty much save the back, cut it off over there so far, and back over here to a certain length for heather. But I'll do that once I get it off the frame, so that way I could block it up at certain areas, and then start cutting everything up. Get stuff that needs to be gathered. I want those wheel wells because those would be perfect for something else. As I don't know how it'd be from right here for an angle, but yeah, these wheel wells would be perfect for something like some sort of a custom rat rod or a custom job in the future and everything, or just have it and make reproduction stuff off of it. I know I say that a lot. I'm hoping that stuff goes to fruition. If not, then it just doesn't, and we'll just do other aspects. So yeah, I guess that's everything in a nutshell. I better grab that garbage and put it up before it blows everywhere. Yeah, I will not be saving the wiring harness out of this either, except for a few things, mainly for the back here, the signal lights and everything, important stuff. But the main hub of wires, no, I won't, because a lot of those are shot. But surprisingly enough, though, these ones right here that goes into this isn't too bad. So I'm just happy that these are good, because Heather needs the left side. So, but yeah, I'll just cut it up to a certain length over here, cut up Heather, and then just transplant it over. So alrighty, I guess that pretty much does everything for right now this week. Please take consideration of liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Hopefully the weather is better next week, so that way I can rip off the front clip here and free up the hubs, because they'll consider this unworthy to drive on the road, and pretty much totaled and parted out. And it will be safe to have around, and then I could rip off the body later in the year. So yeah, but I don't want to wait too longer, because I want to get this frame over onto the 58 Biscayne, because this thing's gonna get dissected. I want to cut so far once we get the windows, and see whatever skeletal structure that we may want to have up right here, possibly for Tucker's. I know some places got some holes and everything, but I'll let him decide if he wants something from there or not. So, but I guess that's, oh, I'm starting to feel rain droplets. Well, I guess that's my cue to get inside. So y'all have a good night. Take care and stay safe. See you later, and thanks again for the support.